Hello everyone, this is Sherry Truhlar with Red Apple Auctions, your charity auction firm. Today I wanted to talk to you about your centerpieces at your benefit auction. And the big question here is, should you sell them or should you just go ahead and give them away? It's a big question that a lot of my groups have because they want to make some money back, but do they really want to look like they're nitpicky? Now I'll tell you, as some background here, when I was an event planner, I really liked working with centerpieces because I knew that if I ever needed to dress the room, as they call it, which means make the room nicer, if I needed to do that really inexpensively, it was easy for me to do so because I wouldn't worry about the decor of the room. I would just focus on the tables because that's where your guests spend most of their time. So I'd go ahead and make sure that the linens look good and make sure that there was a fun centerpiece, and wham, you've got yourself a really nice atmosphere there because, again, that's where the focus of the population is. But as a benefit auctioneer, here I am teaching organizations such as yourself how to improve your return on investment, trying to do that with very rarely used benefit auction ideas or those that haven't been considered before. And so now I'm in a quandary about these centerpieces because one of the methods that I teach of improving your return on investment is to really look at your cost centers and turn those into your profit centers. And you can do that by selling what would traditionally be your cost centers. Centerpieces are a great example of a cost center because the fact is that usually people are paying for them. They're rarely free. So if you're making a financial investment in them, it's only natural that you're going to want to try and recoup some of that cost back. So here's the general rule. My experience has been that school auctions will be able to sell those centerpieces for higher prices than traditional nonprofits. When the school children have produced that centerpiece, and the guests are parents of those children, it's just an easier sell. What parent doesn't want to own their own child's artwork and then simultaneously be able to make a donation to the school? You'd really be considered a monster if you didn't even want to bid on your own child's artwork there. So that's what I've noticed, and the relationship tends to break down if the guests aren't parents of the children. For instance, maybe they're kids living in a homeless shelter, and maybe they've created this centerpiece, but if the guests are John and Jane Smith and they're not related to the child, the centerpiece will sell. It just doesn't usually sell as much because there is no blood tie there. Another general rule is that you can consider the cost of your event ticket. If your event has a high-priced ticket in relation to competing events in your area, I would suggest that you avoid selling the centerpiece. A higher ticket price will attract a different clientele, and I don't think you're going to want to be perceived as nickeling and diming that particular guest. So if I paid $250 or $500 or $1,000 to attend your gala, and then you're trying to entice me into buying a $25 floral arrangement, to me it just seems like you're being a little cheap. So at that price point, I'm really expecting to receive some goodies. So I might even expect you to give me the arrangement at that price point. But on the other hand, if I just paid $40 to enjoy your fundraiser, I'm going to expect to see a number of smaller fundraisers within that gala itself. So I would expect to see maybe a $10 raffle ticket. I'd expect to maybe see you sell the centerpieces for $20. Maybe you'll have other activities there as well that would be attractive to me at a smaller price point. So that's what I would consider. Make your decision on whether or not you should sell or not sell after you've considered your crowd and after you've considered your ticket price. Now, for other auction ideas, including a free gift, you can head on over to my website. That's at redappleauctions.com. We've got our very popular auction item guide over there. It lists the real items, 100 top selling items that we sold at charity auctions that you can mimic for your own event to ensure that you've got a stellar auction yourself. So head on over redappleauctions.com. We look forward to seeing you over there. Hey, thanks for listening. We look forward to learning more about you and your event online.